Oh, yeah. Brogan, you know what time it is?
Mm-hmm.
What time is it, Brogan?
It's time to thank the patrons.
Yeah, it is. To this funky, synthy 80s wave music.
I love this tune.
This is a good tune. Anyway, First cab off the rank today. We're thinking, and we're gonna thank the judgmentalist himself, Jobeth Bowers.
Woo! Love you, Jobeth. And I would like to thank Andrea Anderson.
You know what? You're not the only person who would like to thank Andrea Anderson. I'm also saying thanks, Andrea. Look, there's another name that's just appeared on my list, and this is the Cheesebag Supreme themselves, Tristan. Thanks, Tristan.
Wow. Cheesebag Supreme! Love it. I would like to thank Sebastian Robbins. And guys, every time that name comes up, I fucking love it.
It's a great name because it's Seb. His name is Seb, and Robin. It's the perfect scoop name. But I'll still call you Gammy. Thanks, Gammy. And our close personal friend, Mitzula. Mitzi, thank you very much, buddy. You support us.
Our beloved Mitzi.
Everywhere. Mitzi, our beloved.
Love you, bud. Love you, bud. I would like to thank Mifa Ruvia.
Thanks, Mifa. Mifa, I see you streaming all the time, but it's never at a time for me to watch. I want to drop in and see these games that you're playing, because you had us suggest some.
Exactly.
But anyway, if you would like to be thanked as well, and have us say your names and give you our personal heartfelt thanks, all you need to do is go to patreon.com/nicepodbud and just throw some jingle our way. You'll get a whole host of other shit as well, like access to our bonus content. You can also sign up for the Envelope Club, where we send you things every month. Speaking of which, we need to discuss what's happening for this month, don't we, Brogan? The things that have been sent out.
It's my turn.
It is. All we could do.
It's my turn. I know what it's in hand.
Good. All right. Let's get back to the show. 1, 2, 3, clap. Ooh, I wasn't quite in time. That's going to make it hell for editing now.
It sounded in time to me.
It did? Well, you talked over the part where I was meant to talk. So, hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast, over there in Scotland. Reminiscing about the good old days and videos on YouTube. That's Brogan Hastings.
And do the same with me, it's Wayne Giovinazzi.
Mostly doing the same until you're like, oh, did you ever see this? I'm like, no. I'm like, that's good. You should look at it now. So I Google it, and it's like, this elicits a lot of responses that are very generic. What other keywords should I use? YouTube. Still doesn't help. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about that stuff then.
We had a little bit of nostalgia session.
Yeah, how did we even get onto that topic? It was in the bonus content. I think...
Because we were talking about puppets...
yes,
and you were
for a Patreon idea.
Puppets for a Patreon idea that led to hand puppets that led to me saying Potter Puppet Pals, and then me asking you about Leo and Satan, and then Charlie the Unicorn, cats with lambs with hats, and then Catface.
Yeah, exactly. And we were just thinking about that stuff.
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Oh, they took my kidney.
Oh, they took my kidney. It's a Leopleurodon. It's a magical Leopleurodon.
Oh gosh, I really do like Charlie the Unicorn. I should get around to watching the finale.
The finale is weird, even by Charlie the Unicorn standards.
Yeah. Ring ring. Ring ring. You went to go, hello?
Hello?
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, anyway. But no, it's, look, our idea is we were thinking about doing some short animated thingies for Patreon, which we're talking about. We've talked about multiple Patreon ideas before, but I think this one might stick because it doesn't take too much work.
Yeah, that's true.
Really. Yeah, so I think we should investigate that. But it's talked about in our bonus content, so if you're already a patron, you know what we're talking about. But stay tuned. I mean, I still haven't read any of the nanny fanfic yet for patrons, but that may or may not happen.
How you just keep reminding
what
people
happens.
that it exists.
Oh, yeah, my bad. All right, but we're already there. I said that I had something last episode because I said the word appreciates, and I said that it's sort of fanfic related, so I'm just going to go straight into this. I was bored last night.
Did you write Letterkenny fanfiction?
I didn't. I had it written for me. I used ChatGPT to write Letterkenny fanfic.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about this, but go on.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, that's fine then.
It's terrible. It's like you can see what they're trying to do, trying to be like Letterkenny, but it's not good. It's not the same kind of humor.
Our experience with AI and writing stuff has not been good because remember we tried that once to get AI to write.
Yeah, intro the show and stuff. Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't like it was. It
was very
like when we said like
but there
make
was no. It wasn't natural at all.
Yeah. See, this I said, give me a new Letterkenny script. And it said, of course, here's a short fictional script in the style of Letterkenny. And at the end of it, it also says, disclaimer, this script is fictional creation inspired by the style of Letterkenny and is not associated with the official show. But they called it the Ag Hall Showdown, which, okay, sounds like it could be the name of a Letterkenny episode. And it says, the scene is set at the local agricultural hall. Wayne, Daryl, Squirrely Dan, Katie, and Jonesy are gathered around a table sipping beers because wherever they are, they're just going to be sipping beers. Yeah, that's interesting because he does show up in this. And it says, Wayne raising his beer. Well, folks, it's that time of year again. The Ag Hall Showdown. The toughest in Letterkenny gather to see who's got the best produce. Daryl nodding. You know, Wayne, I've been working on my carrots all year. They're going to take first place for sure. Squirrely Dan, excited. And my cucumbers, they're practically celebrities. Katie, sarcastically, oh, Dan, your cucumbers are famous, all right. That was a good joke. I think that was a good joke because that seems like something that Katie would respond to Squirrely Dan as. True. But then Jonesy and Riley enter the scene wearing matching Letterkenny Irish jerseys. And then Jonesy confidently, hey, boys, ready to see how real athletes do it? Like, why is it talking about them being athletes? But this is a terrible joke as well. Riley flexing. Yeah, we're bringing the heat to the squash competition. Wayne smirking. You two knuckleheads think you can beat our produce? That is not what Wayne would say. Come on. Then Riley says, grinning, we're gonna squash the competition, Wayne. Because they're growing squash.
No.
See, personally, I feel like that was more of a Darry joke.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And then as the competition unfolds, there are laughs, friendly banter, and impressive vegetables all round. And then it takes a turn. It starts talking about watermelon throwing, a watermelon throwing competition. And it's weird. It's strange. I also asked it to do a merging, or to do an X-Files script in the style of Letterkenny. And it just turned very Canadian. It turned Mulder and Scully basically into Canadians.
I'm quite curious now because I think you should go on and have a look at Letterkenny fanfiction and see if there's anything. I mean, there's got to be. I can guarantee you there's stuff that's better than that. But
oh yeah, there has to be.
I'm curious.
Well, I really like the X-Files Letterkenny crossover because it's called The Mystery of the Crop Circles. And it's all about them going to a farm in Canada, investigating crop circles. But it turns out that it's just a dog chasing its tail in the wheat fields, making the crop circles.
I like that.
That was really good. But yeah, I should go back and watch Letterkenny because I'm multiple seasons behind now. But last episode was the movie talk episode, but you wanted to specifically me to mention Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
for some reason.
This is because Chris and I were having a chat about this, and this came up in conversation. I'm like, I want to talk more about this. So, have you ever seen a TV series called Strangers with Candy?
No.
It is old as shit and like hidden away and unknown. But I mentioned this to Chris and he went, It's been years since I've seen that. And I'm like, finally, someone who fucking knows the series. It's Stephen Colbert and It's not Amy Poehler. Amy Sedaris.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
it. And Amy Sedaris plays this woman called Jerry Blank, who dropped out of high school to do, like, drugs, be a whore, all that kind of thing. And she then goes back to high school at age 40 to finish her diploma. So it's a high school drama, but she's like 40 and it's...
Oh, God.
She's... her face looks like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit, just the way it's...
big overbite.
Yep. And it's so fucking funny. And Stephen Colbert plays a teacher in it, and he's very obviously gay for the art teacher, who's very obviously gay for him, but they're like denying it. They're about as well as hiding it is. They ain't subtle as shit. It's very, very funny, and the art teacher is just so wrapped up in himself.
I don't know what Kez is doing.
She's climbing on things.
It looks like she's climbing on things.
Kez, don't fall.
I don't know. Brogan says don't fall. Okay.
She's doing research.
We're good.
That's all right then.
Research, yes. Now, how long ago would this show have come out?
It would have been in the 90s. I want to say late 90s, early 2000s.
So late 1990s.
Yes.
Got ya. Okay. Not 1890s.
Well, it was on TV, so...
Valid point. Well made.
1999 it came out.
Okay, so the year 6 DB.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But
right.
Amy Sedaris, Stephen Colbert, Paul Dinello, who... Now, bear in mind, I was obsessed with the show, like, when I was in high school, so we're talking maybe about 2008, 2009-ish.
So like 10 years after the fact, a decade later.
And I was in love with Paul Dinello. Like, holy shit.
Who were you in love with? I was busy having a coughing fit.
His name's Paul Dinello, and he's just... He works with Stephen Colbert quite a lot. He's been on the Colbert Report and stuff like that. But he was also...
Paul Dinello. The name doesn't ring a bell. Dinello?
That's it.
No, don't know him.
But at the same time, I don't think many people will know Amy Sedaris either. Like, they would probably recognise her.
What? Are you kidding? Amy Sedaris?
Oh, I didn't know who Amy Sedaris was until I watched this, and then I started recognising her and things.
Okay. Well, look, Amy Sedaris, The Adventures of Kimmy Schmidt, whatever it's called. She's in Kimmy Schmidt.
Unbreakable.
More recently,
Kimmy Schmidt.
you would... Unbreakable, yeah. You would know Amy Sedaris from The Mandalorian.
No, that I know Amy Sedaris from Elf because...
Oh, not you personally. Yeah. Just anyone listening. Like more recently.
Let me clarify even more. At the time I was watching this and obsessed with this, I had no idea who Amy Sedaris was.
You didn't know. Oh, fair. Valid point. And once again, well made.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
So I started watching Strangers with Candy and got obsessed with it, and I was really annoyed because you couldn't get it on DVD, so I had to watch it online. But then you
had to pirate it, you're saying. You had to...
But that sent me down a whole Stephen Colbert rabbit hole. So the reason I found Strangers with Candy because I was going down the Stephen Colbert rabbit hole. Because do you have work experience in Australia?
Where when you're at school and you're doing work studies and you have to go out and do...
You go to a job for a week.
Work at... Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Pretty much. They send you to an office and the jobber's like, we don't really know what to do with you because, you're like 12.
Yeah.
So sit here and...
Exactly.
So that was basically mine. I went to what are they called? I can't remember. Insurance firm, I think. Standard Life. Anyway.
Yep.
And they just...
It shaped you as a person looking at your current job.
Pretty much. But they just sat me at a desk and were like, here, just whatever, we have jobs to do. They were nice to me, but I just sat and watched The Daily Show for ages. And Stephen Colbert was on it and sent me down that rabbit hole of watching the Colbert Report and, Strangers with Candy, and a series called Exit 57, which is even older than Strangers with Candy. It was out in 1995. Very hard to find.
Wow. 2 DB.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But that one was really good as well. And I never hear anybody talk about it. I am like, I think Strangers with Candy should be talked about more because it is a fucking good TV series.
I'm going to have to look up some clips of it to see what I think.
There's compilations on YouTube of like best of like so Paul Dinello's character is the art teacher, like say, and his character's called Joffrey Jellyneck, and Stephen Colbert's Chuck Noblet and Jerry Black. Like it's just like they've got stupid names, and it's just like I remember there was one episode where Jerry got taken to a cult, but it was like it was supposed to be like a parody of a cult, but they were like genuinely like, no, they actually cared about her as a person. But you know, like Stephen Colbert and Paul Dinello were like going to rescue her. It's like, and she's like, but these people care about me. And Paul Dinello goes, that may be true, but do they care about me? I don't think so. Do you see what I'm saying? It was so good.
So you only had to do work experience. I'm just a bit hooked up on this work experience bit, right? You only had to do work experience once?
Yes.
Okay. I think I was told that I had to do it twice, right? Like grade 11, grade 12. And both times I already had a job. It's like, I can't do work experience teacher person because that'll take away time from my actual job. It's like, can I just use that as the work experience? It's like, no. It's like, well, I'm not doing this work experience assignment then.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. In that case, I guess you can use your job.
I think Mitchell actually managed to get away without doing work experience because just before they were meant to do it, he broke his arm. And I remember this being incredibly traumatic for me because for me, because I was the one that was home.
I thought you were going to say that broke his arm.
No, my mum and dad were both at work.
Hey, Mitchell, come here a second.
No, he was at school at the time. My mum and dad were at work. And I was in the shower at the time because I was getting up late because I must have been in university at the time, I think. Was I?
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I was on study leave. That might have been it. I can't remember. But for whatever reason, I was home alone doing whatever. Was in the shower and I could hear the phone ring and I thought, oh fuck, what's this? So leapt out the shower, grabbed the phone. They were like, "Hi, it's the school. Mitchell's broke his arm. We think Mitchell's broke his arm. Can you come and get?" And I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's like, right, okay, whatever. I threw clothes on, and this is winter. So I'm like, I don't have the car because me and Mum shared a car at the time. I didn't have my own.
Oh.
Mum's taking the car to work. I ran up to the school in the freezing cold, with my hair soaking wet. I had long hair at the time. This wasn't even this short hair days. I was like, "Is he okay?" It's like, "He's fine." And the teacher, Mitchell, was like, "It's fine, it's fine." This teacher was standing there. He's like, "I think he needs to go to the hospital to get it checked anyway." I was like, "We're going to the hospital, Mitchell." I was like, "Okay, we'll go this way." Mitchell made me walk the longest.
And you carried him all the way there.
I carried his bag. But Mitchell made me walk the longest way humanly possible to the hospital. And I'm like, "Why are we walking this way?" He's like, "This is the way I go when I'm going home with my friends." I was like, "This is so long. This is so fucking long, Mitchell." There are shorter ways.
This is the way I always walk to the hospital. What are you talking about?
Well, because he was walking through, because in his mind, he was going to essentially he was walking to his friends and then to the hospital instead of walking to the hospital. And I'm like,
yep.
I was like, it's fine, it's fine.
Is everything within walking distance for you?
Probably, pretty much.
Yeah, your hairdresser, local store for energy drinks and Pepsi Maxes.
Yeah. Everything's within walking distance
hospital,
if I really wanted it to be.
School. Well, yeah. Everything's within walking distance.
Everything's within a half-hour walking distance. Put it that way.
Okay. Yep. Hour round trip.
So I got into the hospital and sat down. I had to phone my mum at work and I'd be like, "Don't panic. I'm at the hospital." And mum had to...
I'm totally fine.
Mitchell on the other. The good news is I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mum had to come and get us. But it freaked me out because I was like, I'm responsible for this child.
Responsible, air quotes.
I know. It's one of the few times I've been responsible in my life, I think. I was the good big sibling and took care of my brother.
See, for me, it was Ryan got run over by a car. And
are you for real?
I had to, literally run over.
Fucking hell.
In a parking lot. Yeah. We were riding our bikes in the parking lot. I went up one way, so I was out of view at the time. So was he from the car. He was behind a car. It reversed over him, knocked him off his bike, and it like went over his leg as well.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. All I had to do was like run inside and say, "Hey, Dad, Ryan's been hit by a car."
That's not traumatic at all.
Not for me.
Not for you. For Ryan.
I saw an open wound, I guess. It wasn't traumatic. It wasn't pleasant to look at. Yeah. No.
Yeah. There we go.
No, I'm not going to say that. The listeners don't need to hear that. They don't need to know what the inside of an open wound looked like. Agreed. Okay. Speaking of like things that we have been watching and should watch, we got some messages from our friend and patron, Sebastian Robbins.
We did. I saw half of the conversation because the notifications kept popping up and I'm like, I'm assuming Wayne's replying to this.
Now, I believe subconsciously, Seb knew that we'd probably talked about all this already. And that's why he was like, this is a great idea. This is what I should suggest. Now, have you mentioned Still Game to me before?
Multiple times, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go. So he said, also, the ultimate cultural exchange would be Wayne to watch Still Game and Brogan to watch Kath and Kim. I believe I've mentioned Kath and Kim before.
You're not a fan.
Exactly. I had to admit to Seb, how do I say this? I hate Kath and Kim.
I think I've seen parts of Kath and Kim as well. Like, I couldn't tell you anything about it, but I believe I've seen parts of it.
But then Seb's response was, okay, The Castle then. Classic Australiana. I was like, we did a The Castle accent challenge back in the day.
We did.
Brogan wasn't sold on the movie.
I mean, if you watch Still Game, I'd watch it.
No, we came up with a better one for you to watch. And that is Russell Coit's All Aussie Adventures. That is a good show. It's a comedy show. It's sort of like a take on, I don't know, I guess kind of like a Steve Irwin kind of thing or a Bush Tucker Man kind of thing. Yeah, so it's Russell Coit is not a real person. Right. Russell Coit is a character played by Glenn Robbins. Well-known big Australian comedy character actor, like from multiple sketch shows and stuff like that. He shows up on one of my favourite shows all the time. Have you been paying attention? The thing that I keep on sending you recorded screen things of. Like when Sam mentions dead babies and
the existential pointlessness of life.
Exactly. Which I have to talk to you about that later as well. Because I freaked out a bit because I sent you the video with the message after, right? Do you remember what the message was after?
No.
Just look it up now. I started to freak out because I realized the video didn't send out send straight away, but only the message had. I'm like, oh God, what is this is gonna like freak Brogan the fuck out.
Just says, I love Sam.
Yeah, so imagine that out of context with no video or anything like that.
Because I think I've seen them both at the same time. So for me, it came through as one message.
Yeah. Yes, but on my end, the video wasn't sending at all. But the text message had already sent.
Just like, cool, good for you, bud.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the response. Okay, why are you telling me this? But yeah, so Russell Coit, All Aussie Adventures. Yeah. So he's meant to be this sort of Australian expert guy. He wears like an Akubra hat. Travels the countryside, meeting folks, helping people out. And everything he does gets fucked up. Cool. Right? Everything, no matter what he does. Gets attacked by animals all the time. And the show, like the production of the show is meant to be really bad as well. Like it's always so stupid. Like, say he's meeting some people and he's talking to some Aboriginals or something, and he goes to shake their hand, and then it goes to a close-up of him shaking their hands, and it's like stock footage of him shaking hands with some white guy instead. It's like stuff like that. Yeah. Like it's just meant to be like a terrible show in general, but it is good.
Okay, I can get behind on that. I can get that.
Yeah. Russell Coit's All Aussie Adventures cheese bags. You should look it up as well. Let's see. So that was from Seb, but we've also got we got something else sent in by Sebastian Robbins, Gammy, as well, which means it's time for everyone's favorite game show. What's that license plate? No, that's not what it's called. It's license plate and bumper sticker talk. Yeah. How come everything is such and such talk? We've got coffee talk, art talk, license plate and bumper sticker talk. That's our thing now.
That's just our thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay. As is tradition, Brogan, have you seen any license plates or bumper stickers of note?
I did, actually.
Holy shit. That came out of left field.
And it was only yesterday I was driving behind a... Van doesn't seem the right word, but I don't know what else to call it.
Okay. So not like a work van, or was it like a combi van?
Do you know what I mean when I say a white van, like for moving stuff?
A pedo van.
Yeah, like that, that, but black.
Okay, free candy van.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was a free candy, but on the back,
windows blacked out, or curtains, you know.
But it was a black van, and it had
very familiar. I've been in several. I mean, it's been a few years,
but it had. I noticed it because we're waiting to turn down the thing, and it sat in front of me, and it had 2 vinyl stickers on the back, one on each door, and one of them was a paw print with a Scottish flag in it, and another was like 2 dogs with harnesses on it, but like outlines. And the license plate was LY04PAW, and I'm like, lion paw.
Lion paw. What? How did that spell lion paw? LY4
LY04.
Oh. Lyo4. Okay, yeah, I can see it. Yep, got ya. What's that in reference to?
I don't know. I was just like, this must be some kind of company that said like dog training or something. There was no company name on the van or something, but just from the stickers, I'm like, it just caught my attention.
Yes, it's interesting that they do that, and it's interesting that yours is dog related. Because the submission from Sebastian Robbins is also dog-related. It's a license plate that says, I heart dogs, DOGGZ. And it's got an actual heart as well on the license plate. That's interesting. And I was like, when he sent that through to us, I was like, now this is content. But yeah, I didn't know you could get emojis on license plates. Does that mean I could just get like vomit face, poop emoji, lightning bolt, coffee cup as a license plate?
Possibly.
Because that'd be cool.
I mean, it sounds very much to me like an American license plate.
No, it's Victoria. It's in Victoria, which is I think he saw it in the wild and snapped a photo of it. Yeah. But a whole range of questions there. Unless it doesn't count as one of the characters on the license plate. I don't know.
Yeah, unless it's actually on the license plate,
doctor.
Like solid metal.
It is physically on it.
No, as in like not part of the actual numbers.
Yeah. That means their license plate is just I space dogs or doggers. Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting one. But we got one from Ranchan as well, and this is someone who just loves their Mazda because it just says Zoom, because you know Mazda Zoom. My friend got in my car the other day, which is a Mazda, and it went on the little dashboard thingy. It says hello when you get in, and then it says zoom, and they're like, what the fuck? What is your car doing? Oh, zoom means it's time to go.
Yeah. This comes up on text, the car doesn't say this.
No. Oh, it'd be cool if it did. It goes, hello, Wayne, zoom.
Because I love what, because my car reads out my texts if I tap it, you know.
Yeah.
And I was having a text conversation with Vicky the other day during lunch, and text exchange started when I was in the house. I got in the car and was driving, and then Vicky replied. So I pressed the button and it said, Vicky says, fucking men. And I was fucking howling. I kept play again. Vicky says, fucking men. When I got to the centre, I had to text her back. I was like, you have no idea the amount of joy that text being read out by my car has given me.
Making your car curse, making your car swear, cuss. Yeah. It's a cussing car.
It was just the very deadpan way that it read out. I'm like, I love it.
Yep. Yeah. And we got one from David Messer as well, which I've seen similar variants of this before. So it's a Subaru, but it says Subaru. Subaru.
If I see a custom license plate on a Subaru, it's some form of Subaru.
Yeah. It has to. I think it's mandatory by law. Like if you have a custom plate on a Tesla, it has to be Tesla related or like electricity related, some stupid bullshit like that. Yeah. Yep. I've been thinking about additional stickers, like to get like a new sticker for my car, but I don't know what, because at the moment on the back, I mean, it's got my Piff sticker on it and my Slutty Ditto, but the main window decal on the back is a May head from Night in the Woods, but it is getting raggedy. It almost looks like zombie May now because it's all like cracked and do you not
have ICS ones?
So when I purchased my own white ICS decal, that went onto my PC on the see-through window, and then the one that Jacob sent me, the black one, I haven't put that on anything. I think I'm just keeping that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I was going to keep it, but yeah. I don't know. Before this one, before May, I had because I had to get this one custom made, right, through eBay or something. I'd done that previously. No, I didn't. It was available. It was Johnny Vasquez related.
Oh, right.
Johnny Homicidal Maniac related. It was Happy Noodle Boy standing on a box, and it's a weird sticker because most people are going to see it and be like, "What the actual fuck?" Because it kind of, because it's Happy Noodle Boy, he looks like a stick figure, and you know those stick figure family stickers on the back of cars. It kind of looks like that, but it looks like I'm saying I'm just a lonely guy, angry, standing on a box. I didn't realize that until well after the fact. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to want to put stickers on, and because I've got like Wildcats membership stickers on the car that I can't get off. They just refuse to come off, and I could probably use like orange goo remover, which was like meant to melt the. I don't know. I don't think it would work. Simple as that.
Yeah. I'm reluctant to put any stickers on my car or anything like that because I only tend to have my cars for like 2 or 3 years at a time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm getting a new car
hang on.
Around Christmas time.
When you say new car, you mean new car?
New car.
So you trade in or sell the existing car?
So I've got a PCP. Mine's a payment plan.
Drugs?
No, it's a payment plan.
Okay.
So essentially, I lease my car. Essentially, I'm paying it off. I'm constantly paying it off. But I never have it long enough to I
own it.
I never want to get to the point that I buy the car. Because I never want to because like the way mine is set out, you pay it for 4 years and then you pay a chunk at the end and you own the car. Yeah. But it's a big chunk of money to come out at one time. Plus then you have to deal with like MOTs and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I would rather just keep the constant paying going. And just upgrade the car every couple of years. And if they've...
Gotcha.
And I go to the same place because it's always Hyundai. And usually if they've got some deal or something, they'll give me a phone and say, we've got this, do you want to come and have a look? And I'm like, yeah, sure. That's what happened this time.
Yeah.
And it was get a service plan, get an offer with the service plan and like 500 off a new car. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Interesting.
So...
Yeah. I don't even think that sort of thing exists here. I could be wrong. I know that's big in America as well.
Yeah.
You leasing the car or whatever.
Yeah, because my mum and dad used to actually buy their cars as well, and I'm like, but then it just got annoying. But I'm like, I never ever wanted. I knew that I never wanted to get to a point that I paid for MOTs because MOTs are serious business, and I've seen my dad have to pay so much money for an MOT each time, and I'm like, no thanks.
Now, I know what an MOT is, but for the cheese bags at home, the listeners, explain to them what a MOT is.
Jay, in question, do you have MOTs in Australia?
Yeah, of course we do. Modes of transport, clearly.
Okay, so bearing in mind, I know MOTs exist. I've never had to get one. What I know about MOTs it's a test that your car has to go through once a year after the car is 3 years old, I believe. 3 or 4 years old, I can't remember which. And it has to get tested every year to ensure that it's roadworthy. And if it passes the MOT, then you're crazy. Good. But they check stuff like your tyres, your brakes. It's like a full car checkup. Yeah. And they check like your seat belts as well and stuff like that.
It's a bit fucking much, isn't it? I don't think that's necessary.
Apparently it is. I don't know why it's a thing, but it just is. So yeah. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm not 100% sure what the difference between that and a service is. Because the service you have to get every year.
Yeah, a service is they'll change the oil filters. I mean, look, if you're going back to your dealer, services are fucking terrible no matter what. They're meant to be checking all these things, right? And they're meant to change certain things at certain 6-month or 1 year intervals or whatever, right? That's what your service is. What an MOT is sounding like is it's like going over the pits. It's being checked by the authorities to make sure that everything is in working order. Whereas you go to get a service, they might be like, this is wrong with it. We're going to fix it for you. It costs this much. Whereas over MOT, it's like your tires are bald. Go get them replaced. Your seatbelt's fucked. You need to get that fixed before you can take this car being roadworthy again.
So kind of, I mean, if your car passes MOT, you get an MOT certificate, and that means it's roadworthy. Yeah. Outside of that, if you're outside the thing, you cannot drive the car unless you are driving it to get an MOT. Yeah. So yeah, it's just
I tell you, between that and television licenses,
fuck television licenses.
I tell you, the UK is messed up.
I remember Mitchell having an argument with my mum. Not really an argument, but certainly a disagreement when he moved into his flat because he was like, I'm not paying for a TV license. And my mum's like, please, for the love of God, just pay for a TV license. And it carries
like $1,000 fine.
And he's like, no, well, the reason you pay for a TV license is to watch BBC. That's the only reason. Okay. What if you don't want to watch BBC? And that's Mitchell's point. He's like, I watch Netflix. I watch Sky. He's like, I'm not paying for a TV license to watch what we refer to as Kunseltelly. Yeah. So that raises the question. What constitutes a television? What constitutes a TV? A computer monitor? So a phone? A tablet? TV licenses specifically for the channels. So it is essentially... So it should be an aerial license, an antenna license. Not even that. It should just be it's a BBC license. Because I'm not kidding, but that's why the TV license is why the BBC has no adverts in between programs. Yeah, it's a tax. It's a tax. It's all it is. It's tax. So like here, the ABC is funded, I assume, by tax, which is just it's not So it's silly. It's stupid. I don't like it. Yeah, but if you go on to BBC iPlayer, it says, "Do you have a TV license?" You could just click yes. They don't check. Fucking hell, man. Wow. I mean, I always say yes because I live in a house where the TV license is paid, but yeah. Yeah. That's it. I don't... So if you got a TV and it's only to play video games, are you expected to pay a TV license? I don't think you could be fined for doing that. I don't know how it's monitored. Okay. I don't know how it's tracked. Yeah. Prove that I was watching BBC, motherfuckers. Pretty much. I was watching UK TV. Ha ha ha. I just waited till it was on pirated streaming sites and downloaded it from there. Yeah. Speaking of, Taskmaster, new season has started. The UK one? The UK Taskmaster, yes. There is... Lucy Beaumont is on this series. I am so excited for that. Yes. I fucking love her. Julian Clary. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. I have memories of being up late night as a child, or waking up in the middle of the night, coming out to watch TV with my dad, and Julian Clary shows being on TV.
Julian Clary, like, I know him, I know the name, but I don't know why I know him. He's one of these people that I'm just like, oh yeah, I know him. But like, okay, what do you know him from? I'd be like, I don't know. I genuinely do not know.
Yeah. Who else is there? There is is it Sue Perkins? Sue Perkins is on it.
Oh yeah.
That's 3 of 5. Who's the other guy then? There's another guy, I can't remember who it is. But anyway, the other guy is an Aussie. Sam Campbell. Mm-hmm. I only discovered him recently watching 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. He was in Dictionary Corner.
Ooh.
And he is a strange fellow. He looks a bit weird. Mm-hmm. He talks weird. Some of his things he says is very weird, but I tell you, he's switched on with his jokes. Like he has some really good calls. Just in general, is going to be good quality content this season.
Good
of Taskmaster.
I like it.
Yep.
And Susan Wokoma.
So who else is there?
Is the other one?
Oh, that's her. Yeah. Yep. That's the only person I don't know.
Yeah.
In this season.
Yeah. I'm just having a look at her stuff on here, and there's stuff I've heard of but not ever seen, like In-Betweeners 2, Enola Holmes.
Oh, okay.
Television, Holby City, Doctors, Year of the Rabbit, which I did mean to watch because that has Matt Berry in it with huge munch-up sideburns, and I'm like,
have I seen this? I can't remember.
Toasted London she's been in. I've seen episodes of that.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, it's probably one when I get... Oh, I thought that said Horrible Histories there, and I was like, what? It's like, no, Horrible Science.
Yeah.
Horrible Histories is great.
So there you go. Taskmaster is definitely one of my favourite shows to watch.
Yeah.
It's not even a guilty pleasure, it's just a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's time for Hobo Johnson Watch 2024?
What?
Hold the presses. What are we talking about? How on earth can we be doing Hobo Johnson Watch 2024? Wayne, you're saying Wayne, it's always been 2023. What is going on? Well, there's been a big update in the world of Hobo Johnson. Brogan, I believe you are fully across this story. Over to you.
Oh, do you really want me to take the story? I think it's more your thing.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it back
all the story
to you.
is
Back
that
to
you know
Wayne.
all the story is that you know that Hobo Johnson is coming to the UK and Europe in 2024.
Hobo Johnson is coming to the UK and Europe in 2024.
Yeah, that's it. It's just an excuse to use the breaking news music.
I know.
That's all. But for those who are interested, January is going to be doing Birmingham, Manchester, Glasgow.
Going to the beach.
That's why I brought you up in this. Bristol, Cardiff, Brighton, Camden, and Amsterdam. That's why it's UK-EU tour.
Yep.
But, I mean, look, you probably don't know much Hobo Johnson, if any.
I've heard a couple of songs.
So I'm not expecting you to go.
I'm like,
Yeah. It's
no
fine.
9 Inch Nails.
Okay. That was interesting. Interesting take there, buddy. But yeah, there you go. So now I think I can safely say that is going to be the last Hobo Johnson update.
Given Brogan's reaction.
Yeah. No. I just mean because it's like how we're 1, 2, 2 weeks and 4 days away.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. That's how close it is. Mm-hmm. And I've decided I'm not going to be taking any checked luggage. I'm there for like 2 nights. I just have a carry-on and my backpack. That's all I need. Yeah. My flight should be discounted for that, I feel.
Yeah.
But no. How dare Virgin Australia treat me like that?
Just to be honest, because I was thinking it's pretty much the same with Texas. And the only reason I took checked luggage to Texas is because I had whiskey.
Yeah. And good thing you did put it in the case where it'd be nice and safe and wouldn't have any damage whatsoever.
Holy shit.
No,
because I had to check. I put it in the hand luggage and had to check the hand luggage. Fuck.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I do. I guess I could take my brand new replacement luggage that I was given for them destroying my bag last year. Yeah, no, I could, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to check it. Not for a 2-3 day trip in the country. No. So are you still playing Pokemon?
Yes.
Or okay, cool. Is there a hard mode in Pokemon?
We've talked about this before. It's only if you self-impose hard mode.
It is only self-inflicted, because I thought I saw someone talking about that they played like an actual hard mode.
No, it would have to be conditions that you set yourself. Pokemon is as hard as you want to make it, really.
Okay.
Because the main thing with Pokemon is grinding. And grinding is a pain in the ass.
I tell you, all the clubs I go to is the worst part of it.
But like leveling up your Pokemon is the most tedious part of the thing, especially when you get to, unless you have a specific Pokemon that is like, this is the Pokemon I used to beat up every other Pokemon, so that so that the others can get experience points. That, you know. But even then, you go to certain areas, and like I've got the DLC for the newest Pokemon. And that area is obviously designed to be played post-game. So all the wild Pokemon in that area is like level 75. So even though the Pokemon leading my party is like level 100, it's still... one good hitting is all it takes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. Yep.
So when you are done with Pokemon, it's not like all your Pokemon friends are gone forever.
They're not.
Because you can spend hours and hours and hours... organising and sorting them as if they were a catalogue of podcasts. Yeah. So, I have Pokemon Home, which... Pokemon Home used to be Pokemon Bank, and it was the greatest thing that the Pokemon Company have ever done, because it allows you to take your Pokemon from one of your games and transfer it into your new game. And I was like, oh my god. You don't have to trade people for Provided the game is compatible.
Most games are. There's very few... Probably not the game itself is compatible, but whether the Pokemon itself exists in the game.
Well, I couldn't take my level 100 Psyduck from Pokemon Sword into Pokemon Red on Game Boy.
No,
Could I?
You might be able to.
What?
Yeah.
That can't be possible. How are you connecting the Game Boy to the internet?
Well, yes, in that sense, yes.
Yes.
So on my 3DS, I have a copy of Pokemon Red. I could put a level 100 Psyduck in Pokemon Home and transfer it from Pokemon Sword and transfer it into there. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, because Psyduck is a Pokemon that exists in there.
Yeah. Yes. Very much. The totally real Psyduck.
Yes. What I can't
Our guest on episode 100.
What I can't do is transfer Pokemon, like Bulbasaur, number 1 in the National Pokedex, does not exist in... it's not in the Pokedex for Scarlet and Violet. So I can't transfer that.
That is so
Pokemon.
fucking rude.
I know!
That is so rude.
There are over 1,000 Pokemon now, so the game does not let you log all of them.
I do like that they did go full on not thinking they're going to have more than... Like, they were not going to get up to the thousands. Because you look at old Pokemon stuff, and Bulbasaur is Pokemon number 001 in the National Pokedex, not 0001.
Which I realised, because when I was... what Wayne is trying to say is I spent a few hours over the weekend sorting out these Pokemon boxes, because... Well, what I'd done is I transferred Pokemon from my... I think I said this before, I restarted the Scarlet save file. Yeah. So I transferred all my Pokemon out, restarted the file, and transferred them all back in, and just instantly had the Pokedex complete. And I was like, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. That was fun, because it meant I could just go around catching the Pokemon that I wanted and not, oh, fuck, I have to get this because the number on the Pokedex. So I thought, I'm going to organise them and see what gaps I have in my Pokemon collection in the boxes. So now that I have all the boxes with the numbers, you know, box 1 is like 0001 to 0030, you know?
Yeah.
All the way up. And I have all the ones, but I was quite surprised at what I didn't have. You know, like...
You didn't have a seal or a dugong, a licky tongue.
Oh, I did have a licky tongue. I think I've got I don't think I did have a seal or a dugong. I was like, what the fuck?
Called it.
I know. I genuinely can't remember. But certain ones, like I have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So, which is the Gen 1 Pokemon. So I should have all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't save to the box.
Okay.
And I'm like, and it's...
You have to check your save file.
I have one Pokemon from each evolution line, but I don't have one of every Pokemon. So it's usually like middle evolutions I'm missing. So I'm going to have to go back and get them and just get them saved.
Yep. Always the middle child.
It's always the middle child.
Always the middle child.
But I'm kind of looking forward to that, to going back and dealing with that. Because if I can transfer Pokemon into the Let's Go games, I can restart Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Because the reason I couldn't complete the Pokedex in that is because I didn't have Mew, which you only got when you... So you had to get the Pokeball controller, which I got and I used for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yep.
Then got Pokemon Pikachu and I was like, shit, the Mew is no longer in the Pokeball.
Oh, no.
So, but if I can do it from Pokemon Home, then I can do it from there. But now I'm like...
Okay.
So I've got those Pokemon games. I've got Sun and Moon, so I can clear those files. I've got Sword and Shield, so I can clear that file. But I don't have anything in between. So now I'm like, is it possible to download the old Pokemon games and put them on an SD card and play them on Switch or play them on my 3DS?
Goodness.
And clear them that way. Because I am not playing, I'm not paying the 50 quid per game it takes.
Oh, no. You're talking about piracy, right?
Yes.
You can play them on your laptop, on PC.
Yes, but I can't use Pokemon Home on PC. So
if you're playing a pirated game, you won't be able to use Pokemon Home either. You won't be able to get them onto Pokemon Home.
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm
wondering if I can get a copy of the game to add to my 3DS or like on my Switch. Because as long as it's on one of those consoles, I can transfer the data from the games.
I'll tell you a little thing about piracy, right? When you're pirating video games and stuff, you do not want to be connected to the internet.
Probably.
While playing them or using them, especially on a Nintendo console, because your console will get banned.
Yeah, that's true.
Not your account, your console. You won't be able to use your console on the internet.
That's true.
So I'm telling you now, you wouldn't be able to get your pirated. You wouldn't be able to get your pirated game Pokemon onto your Pokemon Home.
Boo. I know that there's a lot of there's a lot of issues with the hacked Pokemon being sent out in trades. Because I didn't realise that...
I'm sure it can be done.
Yeah, I didn't realise that hacked Pokemon was a thing until I just kept getting them. Because there's a thing called surprise trade where you just send out a Pokemon and get one back. And I was like, why are people sending out these legendary shinies? And then I looked it up and it was like...
Yeah.
Oh, right. I should delete that.
Yeah.
And people were like, you can get your
Before
account
that
banned
legendary
for that.
shiny.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then there was me who was just guessing
exactly.
it. It's like, I don't want this. Send it back out.
Yeah. Take it away. So, Pokemon's still the only thing you're playing?
Currently, yes. I mean,
yep.
Do I want to play other things? Sure. Will I?
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's like when you're watching The Nanny. There are other things you want to watch? Probably.
Exactly.
Am I going to?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm still playing my
Scribblenauts.
What's that game called?
Powerball Simulator.
Powerball Simulator. Yeah.
I like Powerball Simulator a lot.
That's when I'm very bored. Yeah. But the last couple of days, I started Cloudpunk.
Yes, you mentioned this. Now, tell me more about it, because I've looked at this numerous times when it's been on sale and never bought it.
Well, you don't need to buy it. It's on PlayStation, part of the games collection.
Yes. That's I think I remember seeing that as well.
Yeah. So download it and play it. It's I think we were talking about. I think didn't I say I'm playing a game which does Death Stranding better than Death Stranding?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's an unfair comparison, really. But for starters, I love the stylization of it in the cyberpunk world. Not the game Cyberpunk 2077. It is a cyberpunk world. So everything looks awesome, but it's also kind of pixely, 3D pixel art-ish. It's interesting take.
Okay.
And the only reason I was put off on it from the start before I played it was all the screenshots and everything, the videos, it's at an isometric view kind of thing. And I'm not a fan of that sort of viewpoint, but you start the game and you can play in third person, so you can move the camera around wherever you want, or even in first person.
Ooh.
So
more games should offer
I enjoyed
that.
I enjoyed a lot more in third person with free camera.
Yeah. I hate it when games lock you into first person because I can't do it.
Yeah. Yep. But basically, this game is very much like one of those walk-around exploration games because it is very story-driven. Mm-hmm. Like, there's times when I'm just sitting there listening to the people talk. Mm-hmm. It's also... like, the main gameplay mechanic is drive your hover car to point A, pick up a parcel, deliver it at point B. That is basically what it is, and then listening to the conversations in between while the story unfolds. The other part of the gameplay is a collectathon, right?
I like a collectathon.
Go around the city, collect all these things, then collect all these things, and collect all these things, which... Yeah, every time I get to a new area, that's the first thing I do. I won't go to the mission. I'll go and find all the things to collect. And it's... Yeah. And there's NPCs with side missions and stuff, which are all interesting. Like, it's the voice acting, I'd say it's 95% good. Some of it comes off a bit, that one was phoned in.
I mean, yeah, that happens quite a lot with video games, especially the non-AAA video games. So a 95% success rate with voice acting is very good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's good, yeah. But basically, the premise of the story is the character has moved to Nyalis, the big city, from out east, like farmland and stuff like that, or whatever. And basically, she's trying to escape her past of something that's happened with debt collectors and stuff. And she's taken a job for, they say it's an illegal delivery company called Cloudpunk. If it's an illegal delivery company, how come on the side of their building it just says in big letters, Cloudpunk? That's like saying, I'm just going to write... Mafia goon
That's exactly
on the side
what
of my
thinking.
house. Yeah, right? Why would you do that?
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. And but it's constant talking most of the time, and at times, just when you think they can't really keep this up, they introduce a new character, and that character is a dog. Technically, it's not, but technically it is.
Okay.
But technically, it's not. Technically, it's an automata. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So it used to be in a dog automata body, but now it is in your car.
Dog car.
Yeah.
Dog car.
Dog car. But when it's talking, it always shows up like whoever's talking has their little picture, and it's got a picture of a border collie talking to you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's good.
Dog
it's
car.
good. I'm enjoying it. Yep. But yeah, it's very basic, and it's fun just driving around the cities as well. Even though it's fairly basic gameplay, I like it.
Good.
Having fun.
Good.
Yep. I've streamed it a couple of times, and it's actually a game that I've wanted to play, and you can tell that because I've played it not on stream. Because usually if I'm playing a game, I'm like, well, I should probably play it on stream as well. So between that and Power Wash Simulator, they're the games I've been playing, I guess, for enjoyment.
Wow.
Is the words to use?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Other than that, I started playing Deep Rock Galactic as well on stream. I tell you, I'm what's called a green beard because I'm green to the game.
Cool.
People have been playing for a while are called greybeards, and this is people like who have played like 600 odd hours and things like that. Know a lot. So I'm learning the ropes from them.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's best played with multiple people. You can play on your own, but to give you an idea, I tried to do one mission by myself, and I'm so green at it, I have no idea what I'm doing. It took me an hour and a half, and it was a very basic thing. Yeah. Not good. Not good.
No.
I'm not good at it by myself. I need to play with other people.
But at the same time, it's a good learning experience, because if you play with other people who know what they're doing, Sometimes it's like they just go off. Yeah, we're just going to do this.
Well, it's good because they tell me what they want me to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I'll take the guidance. I'll be in this team of 4, and you just tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
it's enjoyable.
I'm such a lonely loser. I'm just like, I don't want to play. A very rare occasion that I'll want to actually play with real people online. It's where it's usually I'm like, just if you make me play online, just give me an AI. Give me a fucking AI.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this you can play, like when you're playing single player, you do get a little robot dude that helps you out.
Oh well, that's
and you tell it what to do and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to rely on it because then when you are playing for real, you'll be used to having the bot do all your stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but there's a difference between playing with strangers and playing with people you know as well.
That's true. I told you about my creepy experience when I was trying to 100% Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, probably.
So, is this on Xbox or on this PlayStation? I can't remember. Can you hear something in the background?
Like a beeping.
Not a beeping, but...
Maybe it was your chair when you're spinning around, it's all squeaky. He was vaxing. He was Dysoning.
Yeah.
Other vacuum cleaner brands are available.
I thought that earlier, and I thought, are you fucking kidding me, Derek? Really? The same thing happens every Sunday. Like, you can't...
Yeah.
There's a routine. Wait till I come downstairs. But yeah, no, the Fighter Z thing was when I was trying to 100% it, and I only needed ranked matches. To get to a certain point in ranked matches, so I was like, look, I need somebody to help me boost this. And I was like, I'm online. I was like, cool, let's do this. And it came on chat, it was like, oh yeah, I haven't washed in like 3 days, but I feel so clean. And I was like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
What? Was this someone you knew?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then they were saying it to be a dick, clearly.
Well, I don't know. He was very, very creepy. He just kept making noises into the microphone. I was like, good. I then turned off the console and didn't turn it on again for 3 days.
Yeah. Was he like, I haven't bathed in 3 days.
I haven't bathed in 3 days.
I'm a cat.
No, it was just
lick
like,
myself
I haven't
clean.
washed in 3 days and I feel so clean. It was like...
Brogan. Making weird noises.
Like yelling into the microphone a lot. And I'm like, I'm not here for this.
You don't need voice chat.
You don't need voice chat.
You don't need voice chat to play online.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
The perils. The perils of being someone who is not obviously a man on the internet.
Yes. Exactly.
Yep. Right. Let's wrap this up.
Cool.
We got things to do. Things to eat. Food. Hoovering to be done.
Apparently so.
Apparently. Right. Well, thanks for stopping in, Cheese Bags, and listening today. That is the best way that you can actually support us, is by listening. But there are other ways to support us. One is going to patreon.com/nicepodbud and dropping a bit of jingle our way, because it helps us grow the show. It helps us with like Patreon rewards as well. We've got ideas that we want to do, which probably might take more than just our time one day, which is fine. It's fine. It's like it's something we want to do, and if it can be financed for us, it's better for the cheese bags.
Exactly.
But yeah, just listening is great. Sharing the show. If you see us in the wild making posts about episodes or things like that, share them with people. Comment. Interact with us. That's what we want. And you can also do that by emailing us. I should say that as well, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because I don't think last episode I said you can interact with us at nicepodbud on all social media channels, but also you can go to nicepodbud.com and drop us an email, or email us admin@nicepodbud.com. Or you can message us directly, such as at 7 billion needles is one way, and one person you can message directly. And you can message the other person if you fancy at Wayne Geo. Correct. If you fancy. Just if you fancy. If you don't fancy. If it takes your fancy. If it does. Look, I wouldn't blame you if it didn't, but if you I don't mind if you want to just give constructive criticism to me. You don't have to be fancying talking to me. You could be wanting to give some constructive criticism. Do you really want constructive criticism? Because I know what I'm like. I'm not a person who takes any kind of criticism. The key word is constructive. I need constant validation or I cry, even if it's constructive. Brogan, I've got some constructive criticism for you here right now. I'm doing the peaked fingertips thing right now. This constructive criticism is that you should learn to take constructive criticism. Don't cry on me here.
I know you don't mean it, but genuinely, like, my heart hurts hearing you say that.
Oh, it was 100% a bit. It was 100% a bit.
That's what makes it worse. I do. Can't take it.
Go work on your heart. We're going to leave you cheese bags. Thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
As always, stay fresh, cheese bags.